Okay, guys, I'm back with my delicious coffee. That looks like a swamp in my cup. uh, um, so I'll show you things about the outside of it, and then I'll go ahead and crack it open, and we'll talk about the inside. So I have this cute little tassel, and it's green, kind of matching the look of the outside. And I showed how to make the tassel in a tutorial video, so please check the link below and you can watch that video. It's really simple. I tried to show people who don't have a lot of tools, because I don't have a lot of tools yet, how to make something pretty simple. So I just poked holes in the spine. I didn't use any kind of crocodiles or anything like that. I don't have that stuff yet. And then the journal itself, I went to the dollar store. I got one of those like quote books. They'll have those little thin quote books. So I got one of those. So it was about that. The spine was like half an inch. It definitely wasn't an inch. It might not even been half an inch. It might have been a quarter of an inch. It was really small. And I cut that apart and I made the spine out of some sort of cardboard. And then the front was a calendar page that had a nice quote that I liked, but I accidentally cut off part of the quote. And the back is another piece of it. And then I layered the spine. I put some sort of just brown paper there and lace that are coffee stained. And then I layered this black and orange underneath because I thought that looked kind of Halloweeny, because this is supposed to be an autumn themed book. And it says love everything. And then these were earrings that I made at one point when I was trying to do jewelry making. And I like to keep a lot of my crafts that I make, even if I don't like them at the time, and I'll just hold on to them. And so that I still had those. And then I have these they're wax leaves, but they still got fragile and fell apart, because I actually made this book about a year or two ago. So it was quite a while ago that I made this book. And I didn't like it at all when I made it, but I'll just hold on to stuff because I never know. So I knew that when I first started making journals, it wasn't time to sell them because I wasn't that good at making them. And then over time, I've been selling them to people I know and stuff. And so now that I've built up that confidence, I'm like, sharing this with the public. So, but this is one of my first journals that I actually made. So I didn't have to use cardboard. I used the book board that came with the book. And you can just kind of see it's old, it's coming apart. And the closure is just, again, some of that tea stained lace. So let's open it and make sure I have everything in frame so I can sit down and just share with you guys everything. All right. So the inside cover has these wax leaves, and then they're glued. Like it was glued down, and then I kind of layered these book pages around, and I don't know, it just creates a little fun effect, like a window almost. And then I have some ephemera that's just kind of sitting in the front. I don't know, I'll probably put this in my new journal. Yeah, I'm gonna transfer this stuff over to my new journal because I want to use it, because some of it is from my friend in France. She kind of sent like sort of pen pal type stuff. Some of it's from my other friend Chrissy, and then personal notes from them. And then I want a giveaway from Christ Pearl Studios, and like private notes and things that I want to put in my journal. So I'm going to put that in my other journal. And here I just kind of talked about me and where I was in my life at the time when I started the journal. And then here I have one of my first journal pages and an illustration, and then just some little quotes. Like sometimes I'll just write stuff and just fill away, but it's not nothing deep. It's not nothing like this is necessarily how I felt like I was crying, and it's a desire and all seeing, but it didn't. It's just something that I felt like writing. So you know how that is. Sometimes it's about your feelings, and sometimes it's just something that you want to look and see how it looks when you write it. So that's one of those things. So that's that little page. And I have this little pocket that I was going to put somewhere in a journal. I might put this in my new journal. Yeah, put that in my new journal. And then what is this? Oh, I don't know. It's just a piece of paper that I had in there. And then me and my husband were watching something about somebody playing a bunch of instruments. So I was just writing about that. And then I have a book page that was in here, so I tried to do that kind of poetry where you blackout poetry. It didn't turn out too well, but yeah, I still tried. Here's a tag I made. So I tea stained a calendar page. So magazine and calendar pages can be tea stained, but it's just difficult because they can fall apart really easily. But if you do, and if you are successful, they look kind of cool. So I did some journaling back there, did some journaling down here. This is journaling about this. I made, me and my daughters actually, both of us all together, made paper. So I just journaled about that experience. Then in here is these little, is it taped down? Oh, I must have taped it so it wouldn't come out. But there are these little, I'm gonna pull it out so I can show you guys because it's funny. These little cards from, oh my God. I didn't realize that was like that. It's okay. But anyway, these little cards from Chuck E. Cheese. And they're my daughters. I don't know if the camera is focused on it or not. Let me see if you saw it, if you can see it. There we go. Yeah, they're my daughters, and they have these little cards that come out from a picture that you take at Chuck E. Cheese. And these were cute, so I wanted to keep these. We have some other ones where they look crazy. Because you know how kids get when they're at Chuck E. Cheese. They love Chuck E. Cheese, and then he comes out and they're terrified. And then I put some stickers there. I did a little journaling there, but I think that was one of those days I didn't have much to say. Did some journaling here. I had went to the Georgia Archives to a art seminar about self-taught artists. It was really fun, especially, like I said, because of my art history background, but made me feel a little discouraged because I've been trying to get into the artistic field for quite a while now. I did used to work at an art gallery when I lived in Ohio, but you know, it's just been hard. So I'm trying to carve out a space in the art community for myself now. And so I'm trying to stay encouraged, but I think I was kind of down on that day. This writing was actually done when I originally made the journal, and it's just quotes. And I thought I could tea stain it before. I thought I could write on it, then tea stain it, and I learned tragically that you cannot. What a tragic lesson. Here's some like ribbon that I just didn't have any use for, so I just kind of nestled it there. I just did some design there and just glued that there because that's a piece from, I used that to make my sister-in-law's journal that I made for her. Here's another leaf page. And then I taped this on. This is from a piece of Happy Mail that I got from Miss Chrissy, Duchess Antoinette on Instagram. And it was really fun. And it's cute. It says, you seem mildly sweet, just like my favorite beef and broccoli. Ooh, don't forget I'm a little spicy too. It was cute. So yeah, I just thought that would be fun. Then I have this little book from Daphne's Diary where you could practice drawing these birds. And oh my gosh, it's a nightmare. I used to be able to draw really well. I fell out of practice, so I don't really do as much drawing, although I probably will do some drawing, some painting in different journal pages. So here's my first one. I was sad. I put nailed it because I feel like I did a terrible job. Then I said better, question mark. And then I think I just gave up. But it was still fun when I did it. Here's a little page where I did a ready-made tab, I think. No, I didn't. Never mind. Just a piece of packaging, and I journaled on it. And then one day I was just drinking and I was just feeling fancy. So I did some little rude journaling there. If you wanted to stop and zoom in, you could have saw what it said. This is from a happy birthday card to my daughter from her grandparents, and I put this in here so that it wouldn't get lost. Another one of those leaves. I used to do a lot of DIY washi tape. I was working on that, and that was in this journal. I since have not been working on it as much. I really would like to just have some washi tape and then get to play with it instead of feeling like it was a necessity. So I'm just trying to build my my supplies without going overboard. So I did some journaling there. And here are some little tabs in the, that's super cute. I need to do that more often. So I did some journaling there, and then did journaling here. And I have some swatches of different ribbon that are very textured. And so it's just fun to kind of just feel that. And this is a flip. And I think I used this image because that's one of my most favorite artists. And I think this was from a date that me and my husband had. And that's why I used the image, because it's like love. On this tab, I put a embellished paper clip. And I have a tutorial on how to do that. And it's not an original idea. Then I peeled off some of the wine that me and my sister-in-law and my niece were all of age. But yeah, we were all drinking. And I peeled off some of the wine things just to remember it. And this is about, I was trying to potty train my daughter at the time, my youngest, but she was too young and it wasn't the right time. So it kind of was a fail. But yes, I was journaling about the issues with trying to potty train her. And I don't know what this is about. I'm not reading the journal pages. If it sticks out and I remember, then I'll tell you. So those are just a sample of some earrings. I drew a picture of George Costanza talking about when he was a marine, when he pretended to be a marine biologist and he had to go save that whale. So I was journaling about that because I think we were watching Seinfeld. I'll probably do a lot of journaling about TV or things that I watch because it just makes me laugh. Yeah. I wonder what's in here. I don't know if there's anything in here. I taped the page down to this. It's like junk mail, but it looks so festive. Let me see if there's anything in here. It might have just been like strips of washi tape. Oh, there's nothing in there. It was just strips of washi tape and sort of a design. I'll put that back. And then have a little envelope here and a little piece of paper, a little journaling card. And I did journal in there. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. I was doing a lot of listening to inspirational and motivational speakers around this time. So I was journaling about Roberto Blake. He's really good. He's really good for people trying to grow their YouTube. So check him out. Oh, here's a picture of my daughter peeing on my bed. Yeah, she peed on my bed, and she peed on the bottom board, and that's when I was kind of like, maybe this isn't gonna work. So that's the first signature, and then just journaling there. There was a pocket. I didn't put anything in there, and I didn't journal on that page. Oh, but I did some journaling here. Oh, this was when my husband showed me a magic trick, and he flicked me off, so that was nice. This is a Halloween journaling page, and I kind of did like the Day of the Dead people, but like a skeleton version. I don't know, I just kind of mixed it together and just tried to make an interesting, fun page. And then I did sort of I think it was like a spooky little quote. It wasn't a quote, but it's just something that I make up. Like I make up stuff that kind of sounds like poetry, but it's not really poetry. I don't know what to explain it as. And then just some torn things here. Yeah. Then here's a page using some things that I got from some Happy Mail from a good friend. And then just some journaling there. This is a page that I tipped in that my daughter painted, but then my other daughter ripped it. So sometimes when it's stuff like that, that happens often. My one daughter will make something, the other one will rip it. So I'll take that ripped piece and put it aside because I'll use it in my journaling because it's a memory, but I could have just thrown it away, but you know, another page to use in my journaling. So I did some journaling on that page. And in here, this might be when I kind of stopped. I did some journaling there. Let's see what this is. Oh, Me and my daughter did a scavenger hunt. We did like a Halloween day, and so I had her do a scavenger hunt so that she could feel like we were doing something, because we didn't do much. We kind of just went to some different Halloween stores, and then we went to a pumpkin patch, but it wasn't a full one. It was just kind of one in front of a church. So I just tried to make it more fun. Got some journaling there. And I just tape that down with some washi. Oh, this is from, sorry. I'm drinking my swamp juice. This is from a brand expo that I did when I was a virtual assistant, and that business didn't last for too long. But it was good. I did it for about a year, and I did make okay money. But I knew the people who I was an assistant for, who I was a virtual assistant for. I didn't really get anybody who I didn't know. So I wouldn't be able to answer any questions about finding people online to become a virtual assistant to, because I felt like a lot of the competition from overseas, because people overseas can charge so much less, it was too much competition. So I was never really able to find a person in America. Although I did get several interviews. I forget what website I used, but I did get several interviews, but it just never panned out. So I did have clients, but they were people I knew. Anyway, here's another page, and it's just a very bold collage page. I think it's so bold because I used another thing that, again, my daughter had made and my other daughter ripped, because their ages. One is like 4 and the other one's like 20 months, almost 2 years old. So she's in that little stank age where she would have ripped stuff up. Here's a ready-made tab that I made. I did a tutorial on how to do it, and it's very simple, and I can link that tutorial. And then I embellished the tab with some paper clips and just this little pearl. Then I did some journaling there. Did a little cardboard tab there. Cardboard. Is it cardboard? Was it cardboard? That's not cardboard, I don't think. And then I think I stopped right around here. Yeah, I put a couple things from just random stuff that I had around the house, but I think I pretty much stopped there. And this is a door that my daughter painted from the dollar store. So that is my journal from 2018. It was really fun to make it. Definitely gave me a lot of relaxation time. So that's what I plan to do this time. Is there'll be journals that I share. Like, I know I share my gratitude journal, and I'll be doing like I was talking about, a sip and craft every Wednesday, and that's a live journaling. And I'll be doing some tutorials and then some journaling about stress relief. But I also have a personal journal. So this was a personal journal. And the personal journal is like when I'm sitting down in the bed with my husband and we're just chilling, and I can just glue and I can just think. The personal journal for me is my feelings on things, my thoughts about things, and my feelings on things. Whereas other journals are like ideas and kind of from prompts. And that's something that I will talk about too, that should be a really interesting conversation for you guys. The different types of journals, like what makes a journal different from a diary, different from a commonplace book, different from a planner. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but sometimes it's interesting to just really dive deep and think about that stuff. So I'll be doing some videos like that, and I think that that'll be really interesting. So make sure you stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed taking a sneak peek inside my life and inside my journal. And please make sure you like and subscribe. Bye.